What's going on, people? You are now getting an earful. It's your boy Ron Ray. It is our first motherfucking interview of the earful, and I got a very special person here now. And here's the thing: this ain't no bandwagon. This ain't. Let me hit Mike Deez up because he's popping on the internet. He's popping on Instagram. I've known Mike for how long? How long, Mike? I'm gonna let you talk about it. How long have we known each other, bro?
For like 12 years.
It's been a grip. It's been a grip. It's over a decade. So back in the day when Mike was first, like just me personally, when Mike was first doing his thing, I called Mike, and I think I got a video of this. I think, Mike, you sent me this video of this. I called Mike the young prince of the city. And I said that years ago just because I seen like the potential and I seen what he's doing now, staying in his own goddamn lane. But bro, it's an honor to like have you on the show today. Really just want to talk, just kick the shit like we always do. You know, we always have our little three-way call. We miss my man Remy. You know what I mean? But it's good to have you, bro. Good to have you.
Yes, sir. Glad to be
All
here.
right. Yo, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you do your own intro. Tell the people who you are, because you're popping on social media, man. You're popping on social media. You know, you've been moving Boston strong. Like, you got a lot of influence in the city over the last few months. It's been jumping like between the mayor, doing stuff in the community, Hyde Park. I know that, you know, we've talked privately about stuff that you've been doing, but I'm going to give you the floor. Just talk about what you've been doing. Talk about Mike Deez. We'll get into the nutty campaign. We'll get into we'll get into all of that. But you got the floor, man. Talk your shit real quick.
Well, I'm Mike Deez. I'm from Boston. I've been doing content for years. This isn't just new. It's just now I'm finally getting the recognition that I deserve. More content, more videos coming soon. I got a lot in store that's coming up. That's big for the city, and just waiting on it.
So how did you start doing content, man? Like I've watched you from afar. Like I watched you do content, but like what made you go into doing content?
I've been doing content for years, like not necessarily like me in the videos, but like me with the camera itself, always having the camera out. It definitely started back in high school. I didn't get a chance to play high school basketball, so the coach basically made me the cameraman.
So hold on. You wasn't even the water boy, you was a cameraman?
No water boy, cameraman. Cameraman gets to go to every basketball game, championship game, TD Garden, and sit on the bench with the team.
Okay. So that's how you got into the video editing stuff.
Yeah, video editing, high school. And then it carried on to now.
Okay. So now you're doing a lot more. So, you know, obviously, like, you know, you've always had a following. Again, like I called you the young prince of the city, but now you're doing a lot more content where it's impacting the community. You know, you're getting business ventures with dispensaries, restaurants, just city officials hitting you up to post their stuff so that they get more people out into the community. Talk to me about that, because to me that's major, right? Like coming from a city like Boston, like, and I think for me when I do the earful, one of the things that you said this to me and I said this to you, there's not a lot of us doing that, and people that are not from our city don't see the Black community like that, because you think of MIT, you think of Harvard, you think about all of that, but they don't talk about Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, Hyde Park, Raleigh, and all of that. So talk to me about just like your grind and how it's impacting the community, but you're leading that from a young perspective, from the young generation.
I could say, like, based off what you just said, like they're not showing the community or people on the internet what Boston's really about. You know, there's the people who say that there's no Black people in Boston. We don't have like violence, no nothing. But it's false. Um,
Yeah.
so my content, before I even get into the new wave that I'm doing now, I had to switch up my lane a little bit. As you mentioned earlier about the get nutty, but we'll get into that later. But I was kind of like running who I was really, and people were hating on me about that, and I had to switch it up. I found the positive light in like posting, showing what Boston really is. Not a lot of people's out here like really showing the social world about the city, and it just it just happened
Right.
randomly, and
Yeah.
then yeah, now I'm really Mr. Reach the People.
Nah, you are like it's crazy, right? Because I have a few friends that I've talked to, right?
Mhm.
And they talked to me about the podcast, about the earful and all that. And they're like, you should reach out to some of the people in Boston and your name has come up. I'm like, Mike, that's my man. Like I know like I consider you family. Like, so like,
AP
you know,
November.
like, like I know they said that on the last podcast, that you was on. But like I would like, AP no Viking, you know what that means. you know you know what that means, you know? But yo, for those who don't know, right? Quick story. So Mike's uncle, my barber, like there was a barber DNA exclusives, Rosendale Square, and we played Madden in that barbershop every day. And I remember Mike being like 9, 10 years old, walking in that barbershop and being mad as hell, losing. This dude used to pick the Minnesota Vikings. And thought he would just run with Adrian Peterson. And every time I beat him, I said, AP no Viking.
Bro, they started cheating. They started cheating. Counter left every play. That's it. 4 touchdowns a game.
Yo, this dude, Mike hated losing in Madden. But nah, but they would always come to me, going back to what I was saying, they would always come to me and be like, yo, you know, hit up Mike Deez. And I'm like, yo, I know Mike. And that just tells me like, what you're doing in the city and the reach you have is getting to the guys that's my age, that's not even like how old are you, Mike?
27.
So yeah, we got like 10 years apart and it's getting to the people that I know, like, yo, hit up Mike, hit up Mike, hit up Mike. And it's funny that like it's come full circle. Question for you. So we talk about Boston, we talk about how, they're not really showing the community. Give me you got I got 10 years. I'm 36, you're 27, so like 9 years. We're both Sagittariuses, December babies. So talk to me about your experience in growing up in Boston, because I know how it was for me. But in your generation with the cameras, cell phones, my generation was the first ones with the Blackberries, Nextels. But your generation is like more iPhone, recording everything, streaming, going live. Um, how was it growing up in Boston, man? And second part to that question, how did you create your own lane where you wasn't into selling drugs, you wasn't into the gang activity, even though you was around that, and I'm not gonna dive into your background because you got ties to that shit. But
Mhm.
how was it avoiding that aspect of Boston and creating your own lane where if they don't know you're drumming at the church, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to us about that.
See, we can still get into the being around it part, but growing up, my upbringing was a little different. I come from a church family. Grandparents is pastors. I grew up in the church playing the drums
Mm-hmm.
after my uncles, and I just separated myself from the nonsense. Like people my age back in middle school was going to jail every every other week in school, and so like boys and girls clubs, all that. I never got the opportunity to attend those places. So my boys and girls club was the barbershop. That's why people would see me there every day. It was to the point where the guy who was the head of Rosendale Community Center forced me to go to the gym and play basketball for free.
Okay.
And so shout out to Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry used to get his cut from my uncle, and so it was just like, it was violence because I used to go to my aunt's house. So my aunt's house is like the place where I'm free. I can go hang out, come in when I want to, go get something to eat, go back outside, the Winchester vibe. So the same vibes, I was in Hyde Park, and my mom wouldn't let me go out sometimes. I'll be outside, but I had to go in quite early, get
Right.
ready for school. But on the weekends, I'm going to Auntie's house
Yep.
with the goon squad outside, playing football, manhunt, everything. But it was to the point where a little park down the street, I couldn't go back over there in their Magnolia. Can't go over there. We could stay in the backyard and play ball. We're not going over there. But being raised in the church it's been amazing. Back in my time, people loved going to church. They would have like youth days, youth nights, activities for us to do on the weekends, water country, what's the skating rink. So I didn't go
Chez
to
Vous? You went to Chez
I,
Vous?
I didn't go we didn't go to Chez Vous. Only my cousins on the low was going to Chez Vous, the 8 to 12, but we was going to Roller World.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I moved to Boston in '98, and I've probably been to Chez Vous once in my life, bro. I've never I don't even know, like, I can't tell you what Chez Vous looks like inside because I never really fucked with Chez Vous like that.
My experience in Chez Vous was not till I got to high school. For a high school senior day in
Wow.
Chez Vous.
Wow.
And then after that, that's when during high school they had like little parties that they was having like years before, but it was like my first time really experiencing it. So I was at Roller World.
Where's Roller World at? I don't know
It's
what Roller World is.
This August. It's
My
like
Saugus, Massachusetts.
yeah.
You know what's funny? Yo, speaking of that, right? There was a bowling alley called Town Line Bowling in Saugus that I used to go to because I didn't really do Boston Bowl either. Like I would stay away from Boston Bowl. I didn't want to get shot, so I would stay away from that. I would stay away from that joint. No lie. So that's dope, man. So being in the church, I know your grandfather was a pastor. He was, he led the church for a while. I know your grandmother's still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we got a brother of ours that's still in the church and he's doing his thing. I didn't see you. I didn't caught you over there drumming a few times when I used to go to that church.
Yeah, shout out to that brother, Remy Adams. He's one of my favorite mentors ever. I can call him
guess
about
who's
anything.
FaceTiming me? Look who's FaceTiming me.
Answer it.
That dude's FaceTiming me right now. That's crazy. He just came up on my FaceTime like that.
Yeah, so Rem, best mentor ever. I can call him about anything. It don't matter what it is. He's gonna give me his insight, and it's either I go with it or I don't. Prime example: keep your snake in his cage. The Reverend don't give you the answers, and if you take it, pause. Whoa. If you can get what he's talking about, then you understand. But yeah,
Nah, that's a fact.
friends.
That's a fact.
Friends.
So, you worked with so now you have some new things going on. I seen a new video that you had where you're going up. It was like you do broccoli or what was that? What was the fucking vegetable?
Eat your Brussels sprouts and broccoli.
Yeah. So what's that about?
I mean, it was just a random guy because I was doing videos of asking people like always Celtics or the 24 Celtics, and so we just see how he was going crazy before we even like asked him to do the video. We saw him walking up the street, and then I was like, "Yo, you mind if I record you? Ask you a question?" He was down with it, and then he just Brussels sprouts and broccoli out of nowhere. Because I guess, 6-pack, I don't want to, be talking about dudes as 6-packs, but 52 pause. But yeah, I guess he was 52 and in good shape, pause. But yeah, eat your broccoli. Yeah, what else you say? Carrots
Yeah.
and Brussels sprouts.
Now you know this is a sports podcast, so we got the Mike Deez. If you're not following Mike Deez, it's at Mike Deez on Instagram. We'll give it a YouTube and all that in a little bit, but let's really talk about sports, man. So you played basketball. I know you shoot with lefty. You're a lefty and a right. You shoot with both left and right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a
I don't
master.
believe it.
Master.
I seen you I done play with you at the park. I don't believe it, but whatever.
Whoa. Those who know, you know. Those who
Okay.
don't know, you better know. But
All right, cool.
probably
So
the best 3-point shooter. Yeah. We like that. Mellow, 3 to the dome.
I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro. All right, let's dive into some sports. So, like, we just witnessed the Boston Celtics win an NBA championship.
Mm-hmm.
Walk me through, like, what was that like for you? Because I know for me, I was at those games. I was, we watched JT. We was in the barbershop talking about breaking up JT, trading them for Kawhi Leonard back in the day. Now, how do you feel about that, bro? The city got a chip under his belt.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. These dudes are still only 26, 27, and they're either in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the finals and not getting it done. So it's not like they're never like handling business. They're just like losing to like the Warriors or Miami. That's about it. So got over the hump with Miami. I mean, it probably would have been a different story. Who knows if everybody was healthy, but
not this year. This year didn't matter.
So, I mean, this team was tough, The record speaks for itself. Them trades was crucial. I wish Marcus Smart would have been on the team, but
yeah,
it's crazy how the league.
That's the only thing I regret, bro. I swear, like that's the only thing I regret because, and I just read an article that he had with Bleacher Report. I posted on the gram. That's the only thing about this championship that that's like a void to me is that Marcus Smart was not part of that, bro. I felt like being from the city, he dyed his hair green, but he was just a real one. You know what I'm saying? He was just a real, like Marcus, like even to this day, like go ahead.
He'll always be at like the hood basketball little tournaments that they be having in the city. Tatum don't be there.
But hold on. But you done seen JB at those games, right?
No, JB. Jaylen Brown be there. I got a video with him when he was at what is it? True Love.
Yeah.
He'll have his truck in the back and be present, sitting there on the sidelines.
Yeah, JT don't be in the city like that. Hopefully after this championship year, he does that. So I bet like that's a good segue, man, because it just kind of dawned to me, right? So as being from Boston, we done seen a lot of championships. But I think being from the city of Boston, I'm not talking about that other shit. I'm talking about like Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, Hyde Park, Rossley, right? You just said it, like Marcus Smart was in the hood and doing at all those events. Jaylen Brown, same thing. How can your platform bring in guys like that? Because I think you could be that presence where right now, if an athlete comes to Boston or somebody famous comes to Boston, I feel like you see them at Hugh, right? Because what Rob is doing at Hugh right now. So if an athlete comes into the city, they go to Hugh. I see them, doing the championship, which is dope because, Rob, I got personal friends that are mad cool with Rob, and Rob's doing his thing. But I don't necessarily think Rob is in the hood like that, where you have ties to the community from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get athletes to do more in the hood? Remember, was you there a couple years back when some of the Patriots players was on Hazelton Street across the street from the barbershop in Mattapan that we used to go to?
Um, Not really, but I heard about it though. I heard
You,
about
you,
it.
you know what I'm talking about, right? But how do we get that? How does your platform encourage that?
Um, footage matters. We could so like you gotta show them like the past videos or let them know that it's still safe. The police is outside. They're there
Yep.
too. Um, Now if you're really trying to be down with the city, you gotta pop out. You can't be scared. There's I know a lot of folks who are in the basketball community who play in every hood tournament there is, money tournaments everywhere. Like prime example, like the Michael Bivins joint. He don't be really putting like dudes from the city on the Boston teams. Just be like dudes we don't even know on the teams. So like now they got the Save Our Streets at Washington Park. What do we know
Yep.
about Washington Park?
Yep.
But now the city's back up. Washington Park's about to have all the tournaments there, and everybody's gonna broadcast it.
Yeah.
There hasn't been no violence. It just started, and pretty sure there's gonna be no violence. And but it's on them. If they scared, they scared. But you got to get out that shell and experience. But you're gonna go to a New York court, right?
and ball out. They're gonna go to the Rucker and do all the extra shit, but they're not gonna go to Washington Park. Like to your extent, to your point,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and Washington Park is probably one of the most prominent parks in the city to play ball. And I kind of forgot about Washington Park, to be honest with you. But you're right, and I think for like when I think about our platforms, I think like one of my goals is JB's my favorite player. With what he's done in the city, like I'll love for him to reach out and be more present. Jaylen Brown, I mean not Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, guys like that.
Another example. You see how Jaylen Brown is continuously praising Terrence Clark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot
JP,
about T. Clark.
you gotta find you like somebody who's like really nice in the city, young bull, who's nice coming up from the city, and you
But
gotta
you guys,
like
what about dudes like Baz? Baz was, went to the league. I know he's overseas now, but whatever. Like,
Basby at all the parks. He's
okay,
getting his jersey. He got his jersey retired at Charlestown. He be
okay.
outside with his chair, with his kid, chilling. I don't know why JT acting funny. He was just in Park 54 on Sunday.
Who JT was at Park 54?
Yeah, he was
And H Pillar?
the H Pillar came from the top floor. Everybody had their cameras out. One of the people who run the event at Park 54, he hit me up like, "Yo, Jason Tatum's in Park 54 right now," but I didn't believe him until I saw the snaps.
Wow.
JT coming
But
downstairs.
I'll keep it 1,000 with you, Mike. I'll keep it 1,000 with you. And I think this is from like being from the city. I think when you're an athlete in the city,
Mhm.
and I said this to Remy, actually, right? Me and Remy was on FaceTime. And I said to Rem, I said, yo, bro, this is during the parade. I said, we officially won a championship because of the parade. And I think for the first time, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and some of those other Celtics are realizing how much the city really loves and adore them, and they should pop out a little bit more. But more so that there's a bunch of young bucks like that's at the Mad Hunt, that's at the Grover, that's at these schools in the inner city that really, really rock with them and rocking their jerseys and that want to emulate their everyday lifestyle. And I think, and I said this to Ram, I said, athletes don't necessarily understand what it is to play for Boston until they win a championship. And until they, and I'm not even talking when the confetti falls. I'm talking about when they go through the duck tour and they go from Boylston Street all the way to City Hall, and they get all that love, bro. Because to me, and I said this, to me, that's when you really see Boston for what it is. You understand? That's how I feel about it.
That's why you're gonna put that trophy down. We had like 1 million people at the parade.
100%. 100%.
But
100%.
he do gotta go to those events.
Nah, he do. I 100%. I think, I would love to see. I would love just like, you know who I love? Like, I love Paul Pierce, and Paul Pierce is a Celtic for life, right?
Easy.
But I wish Paul was a bit more involved in the community. Granted, I don't know, he might feel some type of way about the community because, he got stabbed up in the city years ago, right? And that could turn make somebody look differently of the city, but he loves the Celtics. But I wish he was involved in the community a little bit more. You feel me?
He better be like Dana Barrows. Dana Barrows is the city of Boston.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I think that's major, man. I think, I live outside of Boston now, and it's crazy because I literally there's black people in Boston. There's niggas like you in Boston. That's what I swear to God. Like, I'm talking about, I be walking through and I be talking. Where you from? I'm from Boston. Da 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 da. Okay. And they be looking at me all types of funny, like, there's white people, it's mad white. I just got into and it wasn't even an argument, but I was talking to this girl, she lives in LA, and I was talking to her about the Celtics and like how hype I was because Game 3 was coming on. And she said, yeah, but people don't really care like that because my white people in Boston. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I got a bunch of Hooters ready that's rocking and ready to go, bro. Like, they don't understand it.
Especially a Haitian community.
Oh my God. Don't talk about the Zoes.
Zoes is outside active in Boston. They better get on.
Yeah. Nah. But Mike, I appreciate you, man. I got a few questions for you before we log off. I got a few questions for you. I'm gonna start, and this one I'm gonna start with the hard question. Who's a better barber, Queasy or Remy?
Oh, I can't do it. I'm riding. I gotta ride with the unknown forever. He dropped. See, 2 different barbers.
But I know, but
number one forever has to be my uncle. He been cutting my hair from when it's time to go to school. Late nights, 12 a.m.s, cut in the kitchen. But Rem is tough, bro.
Yeah. At one point, I was saying Rem was the best barber in the city. He was cutting the Celtics. He was doing everything.
I'm still mad at Rem. This story always comes up. Yo, my mother brought me to his barbershop to give me a cut. My uncle wasn't around. I had to go to Rem when he was the barbershop near Papagino's.
Maria's?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Bro, when I mean to tell you, like, yo, the taper is crazy below. You can see the waves a little bit with the taper. He looked at my mother, was like, good? She was like, lower. I was tight.
All right. Is Melo the best basketball player
ever
in your generation?
Ever.
He's the best basketball player,
bro. Ever. He was.
Carmelo Anthony is your GOAT.
He was definitely my GOAT. He was giving LeBron the business.
Yeah, bro.
Denver Knicks.
Oh, well, hold on. You was rooting for the Knicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my 2K team.
With J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert.
Yes,
you used to cheat when we played 2K though, because you used to cheat when we played 2K.
Only.
Madden or 2K?
Madden.
Okay. Who's your team in Madden?
Right now is the Chiefs.
You're trash. Who has the best pizza in the city?
Ooh, the Rosie's light on the bottom.
Right on the bottom. Pause. If you never been, and people don't understand that. Like, I never had. It's crazy because I would go to the barber shop, right, the
Mhm.
first time, and your uncle will be like, "Yo, you know, he always had the Hennessy tucked somewhere, right?" So we playing Madden, and he had the Henny tucked somewhere, and then they get this box of pizza, and I was like, it was smacking with the peppers and the crushed peppers and shit like that, and it'd be like light on the bottom. And ever since then, that was probably the best pizza to me in the city. What's your nightlife like? Like, are you partying? Are you clubbing? Like, what's that like?
Um, so now partying's well, I was heavy when my boy was the DJ, but now he's on a different lane right now. He's on the strip club vibes. I don't really like the strip clubs up here.
Yeah,
So um so partying is it's weird because I don't really go out with people like that. It'd be like my cousins or one friend, half of my friends they got night jobs, and then since I've been in the club so much, it's definitely getting boring. You see the same people, the same girls all day, every Friday, Saturday. But I mean, I'm outside a little bit, but it's boring.
you got a girlfriend, Mike?
We chilling, we chilling, we chilling, we chilling.
You working on your cast, Mike?
Definitely. Woo! Might be in the never mind. Full
Hey,
focus.
man, that Ford Focus used to get a lot of work.
That's
that
the full focus.
Ford Focus used to get a lot of work, boy. All right. Last question. Where do you see yourself, man? All jokes aside, like before I ask this question, I got to give you your flowers. Like, you're 27. I think I've known you since you was like shit 10, 11. I don't even know, bro. But it's been a minute, right? And anytime we get on the phone, it's always a laugh. Like you'll hit me. Like I remember the day you see me at TJ Maxx,
Yeah.
and dude said Raymond. I heard somebody call my name, and you're probably the only dude or one of the few dudes that call me by my last name. But all jokes aside, like I'm very proud, and like doing this, getting on this camera with you and doing that is just the growth of where you are, and as a young man, and I know that you watched us growing up. You know what I'm saying? Your uncles and all that, and I was part of that, and I wish like the day that you strike a big deal when you cashing in. I like that's why I be trying to make sure that you just understand what you're doing in any way I could possibly do it. So, I appreciate you coming on this platform. I know there's probably a lot of motherfuckers reaching out to you, trying to do something, and trying to get on and shit like that and trying to catch your wave, but appreciate you. So my last question to you is,
Sir.
where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? Where do you see your platform? Where do you see your potential growing? And how and what do you give back to the individuals that's looking at you, the younger generation, the guys that's 17 years old looking at you and saying, yo, Mike Deez is popping? What piece of advice do you give them coming from the city and trying to get into their own lane?
Where I see myself 2 5 with the platform, probably probably like the mayor or anybody in the Boston News might hit me up to pitch a little deal because I've been doing my thing with the news vibes and
Yeah.
it be out there and but I, I like being in the youth community. You know, I work with kids all day for a regular job, and I do like Pot Warner, giving back to the youth, helping out with the shout out to Boston Raiders, I'm with them, and you know, trying to be a positive role model to the youth, and for the platform, we going up, we're not going
100%.
back down, we're going up.
100%.
All these deals that's about to come through. As you said before, the dispensaries, I don't even smoke, and they just want the people. So that's what we do. We reaching the people, the community, And that's what we gonna do. Wait, and back to one of those questions. Rim and Queen, it don't matter who's front, Queen, Rim, pause. Those are the best two barbers in the city. We
That's a
had
fact.
Rosendale on Smash.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming in playing Madden. Yo, your uncle there, Rim there, best barbers ever.
That
Rim,
that barbershop was like a safe haven too. A lot of people don't understand that. Like dudes that probably had beef with each other would go into that barbershop. We had ball players in that barbershop.
shout out Ryan Gomes.
Ryan Gold was in that
What's his
barbershop.
name?
Courtney
Yeah.
was in that barbershop.
We was
Yeah, we had some ball players in that barbershop.
What's his name came through? Noah Vonleh got his cut from
Yeah, I was there that day. I was there that day when your uncle cut Vonleh up. That's
Yeah.
before he went to the league or when he got drafted.
He was in the league. He was on Portland at the time.
Yeah. Now that barbershop being in Rossi Square.
I still got all the videos. Shout out to Ron Ray. They stink. They stink. All day.
Yo, the Madden in that barbershop was crazy, and I don't think it could ever be emulated, bro.
Ever,
man. Yo, man, appreciate you, love you, dog.
Yes, sir. Love you too.
Yo, keep doing your thing. You got to do me one favor though, Mike. You got to follow the info on Instagram. Just do me that. Just follow the info on Instagram. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Nah, man. But nah, it's your boy Ron Reg. I'm my man Mike Deez. Mike, before we get off, please give all your platforms so that they can follow you wherever you are, man.
Look. Bingo.
That's a follow.
Airful.
There you go. Therefore. What's your platforms, man? How could they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Mike Deez. We're just gonna keep it on Instagram. That's where all the love is. Oh, give Facebook Mike Deez too. So Facebook and Instagram Mike Deez. That's it.
I bet. You are now getting an earful. It's your boy Ron Ray. I got my man Mike Deez in the building. My man Vo CEO. He is somewhere. We'll tap in with him a little later. But you're getting one of the Boston's youth, the Boston's finest. Deuces.